I don't know, the video just dropped itself. So anyway, there was these towns that settled out. And it was a rough and ready place, like I said. It had a Chinatown and it had an opium den. Right? Now, I once met this bloke who used to go and fossick around at the rubbish dumps, up stuff dumped out, and he found an old urn, he told me, and he said it was full of glass vials of opium. And it was sealed up by like a glass blower. They would have like a tube sealed at one end, and they'd put the opium in and they'd melt the other end, and that's how they'd smuggle it, like that. He actually showed me these tubes where they'd snap the end off, like the old sheer top inkwells. Anyway, so yeah, there was a huge gold field out there, and people, when the gold rush had finished in California, people come from there over to here. This was the new rush. So they reckon there was 1 million legal ounces of gold and 1 million illegal ounces. In the end, everyone got annoyed with the Chinese because they would go back and pick over the pickings, which the Western miners, they wanted for themselves when the other gold ran out to make a bit more income. So in the end, the government put taxes on these Chinese, and it didn't encourage them. And it was a double-edged sword, because a lot of these Chinese that went out there started market gardens. You know, the Chinese are great at growing food, and they would take ducks and a few pigs, and they were supplying food out in the goldfields, and they become very wealthy. Now, when I go into the tablelands and I go to the town of Atherton, when I first went there in the 80s, the Chinese-owned supermarket still existed. And it was still run by the same family. So yeah, there's a big Chinese history. There's even an early history of Americans. So Australia's always been very multicultural, settled from people from all over the world. Mainly European is most of our settlement. It's not like we walk around here and we have dark African people everywhere. Up here you got none of them, you just got the local indigenous. But in the cities there's a lot of them because the government's brought a lot out from countries. But that's a whole other story. So that's a little touching a bit on the history of the gold and why I know this area has gold. It has manganese, highly mineralised, it has quartz, it has a volcanic history. It has all the right thing. But you know, it's technique, and I'm not a gold panner. So what I'm going to do is learn the trade. You learn by practice. So we're going to go somewhere where there's some water and some sand. Somewhere where I can wash a pan to start with. Now I'm going to pack up a little kit of bits and pieces, because I'm not going to be bitten while I'm trying to do this. And I need to take some water and a few bits and pieces. A two-way radio, so I've got contact. So I've got no contact out there. So yeah, I think if you're out there, you can still ring emergency services anyway, because here in Australia they'll connect through satellite or something now. So you still got that. But anyway, yeah. So I'm just going to get packed up, and we have to take Mr. Ratty and release him as well. So yeah, other than that, I'm getting prepared soon, and we're off gold panning.